Everyone knows where Salman sir, Shah Rukh sir, Amir sir, or any of the other actors live. Everyone knows their faces. Everyone knows where they're shooting. How easy is it to go and kind of create some kind of, disturbance? I wonder if that's a fair comparison between actors in the USA and actors in India.
Nasir Saab has spoken up, and
look at
he
what
has
happened to him.
repeatedly. Yep.
Hate and violence are like fire. When it starts, it comes to a point where you can't control it. Hi, this is Swara Bhaskar, and you are in the right place because you're watching Bollywood Hangama. Do subscribe and hit the like button.
I was watching the speech of Meryl Streep at Golden Globes a few days back once again, and so what I came across is that here's a lady who's highly well informed. She knows that who has come from where and what exactly is the history, and she has that empathy, she has that understanding in a big way. Do you find that lacking in the film industry, that in terms of awareness around us, what is happening?
You know, honestly,
do you think it's lacking?
I don't think there's any lack of awareness, Faridunji. I think the thing is that it's actually, I wonder if that's a fair comparison between actors in the USA and actors in India. Because the thing is, few things. One, in the US, as a society and institutionally and in law, their right to freedom of expression is protected. That's the First Amendment in their constitution, and they really value it. We don't have freedom of expression in India. This is a country where people are going to jail for Facebook posts. And not one case, but numerous cases. This is a country where people can be jailed if somebody thought a painting you made is obscene. So we don't have freedom of expression. We don't have a culture where we have actually quite the opposite culture. We have a culture where if you say something and my feelings are hurt, I can make up some case and put you in jail. That is the exact opposite of freedom of expression. So firstly, what we have in India is actually the exact opposite of freedom of expression. We have the freedom to have our sentiments hurt and then wreak whatever havoc we want. As we saw in the case of Padmavat, as we've seen in the case of, I'm sure, I'm surprised that abhi tak koi, actually, basically now you can't make a film, I think, a historical in India without first, taking permission from all the various people who are represented randomly. The other thing I think is that actors are much better protected in the US. Their unions stand by them. Their media is a lot freer of government control. Our media is the structure in India of our media and the business model those media houses need access to government. In terms of advertising, where is money coming from for media houses? It's not coming from subscriptions, right? It's coming from advertising. It's coming from government advertising. Government is one of the biggest advertisers, especially for newspapers, right? And from these, aajkal leadership summit, business summit, economic forum, kaun aata hai isme? Politicians aate hain. So I think that media houses in India are tied so much to patronage from those people in power that actually it's very hard for them to take, independent stands and positions on anything. And that is a culture that then seeps down everywhere, right? Look at the film industry. When we create a film, we need clearance from the censor board, we need clearance from the animal welfare board, we need clearance from, somebody could start a protest, the court will ban the film, then what are you going to do? So, in this kind of an atmosphere, is it really possible for actors to actually voice their opinion and to actually say what they feel and to even question the government? They must be, it must take a special kind of idiot to do that. You know what I mean? Look at what happened with Amir sir and his comment on intolerance. Look at what happened with Shah Rukh sir when he made one very minor comment on intolerance. His car got stoned in Gujarat during the shooting of Rais. Padmavat. There was no comment also there. You've gone and burned the set. You're threatening the actress. You're threatening to cut off the head of the director. There are people sitting with swords in the studios. What is going on? You've set fire to a bus that's carrying school children. Are you serious? And nobody's saying anything because elections are around the corner and there's a vote bank we don't want to harm. So in this kind of a culture, do you really blame actors for not speaking up? The bigger the star, the more known their whereabouts. Everyone knows where Salman sir, Shah Rukh sir, Amir sir, or any of the other actors live. Everyone knows their faces. Everyone knows where they're shooting. How easy is it to go and kind of create some kind of, disturbance, or even worse, do something even scarier?
Right. So Nasir Saab has spoken up, and
look at what happened to him.
Yep. But even after that, he came up with another statement. So obviously, there was, I think, a very strict sort of response to it. But the fact is that the interview that he gave to Rajiv Sardesai after that, so he was defined, and when he was defined, so I think even the worst of trolls, they backed off in a big way as well. So one thing that comes to my mind is that Mr. Advani said during emergency that was regarding the media, that the media was asked to bend and they crawled. One can say that fine, you cannot voice your opinion, but why do you have to go out of the way to maybe show your allegiance?
I think when you create a culture of fear, and when you create a culture where you make it known that there will be, when you create a vindictive political culture, then even the most, most people want, they don't want, they want peace, they want to do their jobs, and they want to lead a good life. Have your, go to work, come back, watch a film, chill with your family, chill with your friends, party a little bit. That's the life most people want. Most people don't feel strongly about political things, politics. Most people would rather be like, yeah, leave us alone. And which is why I think that when, we have to shake off our own apathy, and we have to get out of our own comfort zone to actually recognize that, what's happening around us is wrong. And sometimes it calls for, being ready to take some collateral damage. Maybe that's losing a couple of films, maybe that's facing the trolls. And yes, Naseer Sir is the kind of person who's believes strongly enough to stand up for that. But there are people who don't. And there are people, and also, I think when you have so much at stake, when you have crores and hundreds of crores riding on films and all, you're just going to be like, bro, am I a businessman, or am I like a activist and a politician? I'm a businessman. My job is to protect my business interests. So I think in that sense, it's a very practical choice that people make, and I don't blame anyone, and I don't fault anyone. I just, I guess, to each his own. I just hope that it never comes in our country to the point where, it came in Germany, for example. I'm sure there were people in Germany in the 30s who were like, oh, it won't be so bad. Oh, it won't be so bad. Exactly. It won't be so bad. And then, lo and behold, it's the end of the Second World War, and 6 million Jews are dead. I'm not trying to be alarmist, and I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just saying that hate and violence are like fire. When it starts, it comes to a point where you can't control it. And I really wish that, everyone in our country would wake up to that fact.
The locals in Germany, they had to suffer for many years. Maybe for no fault of their own.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, that, the amazing thing about history is that history keeps repeating itself, but we never learn from it. Somehow. Hi, this is Swara Bhaskar, and you are in the right place because you're watching Bollywood Hungama. Do subscribe and hit the like button.